Hey Scorpio, I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. Guys, I recorded this yesterday and I recorded all my water signs. I was so happy, I was on top of things and like, yay! But it all had no sound. So here I am again today recording you. I was at that point where I was just not going to record water signs today. I was just going to leave them till last because I was so annoyed. But here we are. We're on a roll. Let's see what's in store for today. So I'm using the Fairy Forest Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, and also for the main read, the Wandering Star Tarot. Let's see what's in store for you for June. How's Mercury in retrograde treating you? Obviously, electronically wise, not great for me. I've also had a power cut in the circuit, which is within this room. But I think I figured out that I think it's the lighting that is causing it to trip, because the lighting in this room is connected to the circuit, whatever. It's on the circuit. So that interrupted me on my first day of recording, and then yesterday it was the sound. So yes, Mercury just wants to kind of mess with me with my technology. So good. We'll get it done. But rather that than some other kind of issues that could be arising, I suppose I should be grateful. So guys, let's begin. We're starting with Astrid. She is love, fire, sensuality, and fertility. So here's the card. That's actually a great card to start. I do think we have a little bit different, at least some of your cards look to be a little bit different today. Astrid, she's giving me passion. So I feel like this is a great time for passion. However, I get this kind of hidden sense of, now, Scorpio, you are giving me this vibe this month of kind of being very extremes on both sides. I kind of get this strong feeling here, and I feel like, and I don't want to be like accusing and saying, oh, you're being toxic, but I feel like you may be portraying a toxic aspect of yourself this month, and I want you to be aware of that. I feel like it's like insecurities showing up in a way that's not helpful to you and your people around you, and the way that your life is shaping, and this is what it's still giving me here. Now that is part of the energy from yesterday's reading that I'm bringing with me, but the fact that I'm being triggered to that sense, and again, I get this deep feeling here. Now, when I was doing readings for you yesterday, I got this sense of something dark, and it's building in me again today. It's just why I feel like I'm having to say this. So be mindful of that, because like I kind of don't want to do your reading, which is quite interesting. I kind of feel for me. So keep that in mind, that that's how you might be making people feel around you. Nobody wants that, right? The moon. So again, this is something being hidden, and I feel like it is a darkness it's like it not expressing yourself in a way that you feel that you need to. And I feel like maybe you're barking at people, kind of really showing your aggressive side, in a way of expressing yourself. And I do feel like it's just you expressing yourself in a way that's, it doesn't feel like it's in alignment with who you are. It's kind of expressing yourself, it's like, I want to say like triggering things and making you express and react and be a certain way, and it feels in a way kind of like desperation. Maybe you are desperate for something to work out, maybe you're desperate for attention, you're desperate for something. It's like it feels hungry and eager, and this is kind of making you kind of act in a way that's not who you truly are at kind of heart, in your heart, if that's what I'm drawn to here. So on the card, she is kind of hiding herself. I read this differently for another card, another water sign that this came through. For me, it just feels like you are not really showing who you are, and what you are putting out there. Again, it feels more primal, more kind of, I do feel like it's instinctual. You're acting on impulse and reacting, rather than really with logic and from a place of thought. It's like reacting instead of acting. I think you get what I'm saying. Okay, so this could be hindering your progress on your aspirations and your goals. We have the Chariot in reverse, and I feel like it's whatever you're going through right now, it's kind of halting you in your stop, and perhaps that's what's making you react, because you were sensing movement and you were on a journey, because I get that vibe that you felt like you were moving, but now there's something in your way that's stopping you from that potential, stopping that from growing and moving. I do feel like there's this aspect of two sides of you, and I feel like somebody may be getting this message from you, of being going one way and then going another way and being unpredictable. Scorpio typically is seen as a kind of, I'm going to say bipolar, but I'm not saying you're bipolar. This is literally me generalizing the sign of how people see and portray you. But that's what this is giving me here. It's kind of, I feel like someone feels that you are being unreliable right now because one, you're kind of hot and cold. One minute you might be really turned on to something. The next thing you're like against it, and it's unpredictable. It feels like not secure, not safe. And I feel like this could be what's in your way, what's stopping you from achieving and getting that desire. And it feels like you are hungry for that, like you have a taste for it, and that's what you want. But this erratic kind of energy is perhaps hindering this. I do feel like this is a relationship. It feels like it could be a new beginning, or kind of like towards the beginning of something rather than something that's already in. So this might not be a relationship. It could be a project. It could be any situation that's just kind of feels like it's in that early phase. And it gives me a sense of potential. Like it does have potential to be something and grow something. But I do feel like there's a lot of emotional energy around this, and it does feel chaotic. I'm drawn to the waves within this picture. I'll show you the imagery. Not that it gives a lot of what I'm sensing, but the waves, the water here and the waves is what's kind of drawing me into being emotional. And I feel like they are kind of clouding, because it's giving me cloud energy too, and being up in the sky, of this, how this is visualized for you. I do feel like this, again, it is a lot of like emotions, so things that are not reality. It's like if, what's, buts, maybes. So it could be clouded with fear. It could be clouded with anything that doesn't actually exist right now. Perhaps that's what's getting in the way ahead of you, is not focusing on what is, not focusing on the growing of something, of nurturing something. It's the focusing on the kind of fears or the aspirations that are just not. And I feel like you need to be present right now. You need to be in this present. Rather than hoping, rather than thinking of what ifs or looking to where you might want to be. And I feel like that could potentially be what this is as well. Like sometimes if we're in a relationship with someone, sorry, my son is here. If you're in a relationship with someone and all you start focusing on is the future and where you might go, where it's going, where you want it to go, you're not in the present with them. You're not current. You're not here. And that can really kind of be a turn off for some people, to not be there. So keep that in mind. No, not that. Alright. Sorry, my son needs to be doing something to distract him while we do this. Let's go on to our first cards. We have Otherworld. So two cards came out at the same time. We have Otherworld and the Merciful One. So again, these are very, look at them. We have it from dark to light, like colourful, black, and then colourful. The light is shining wrong. So this to me is the darkness I keep getting. It feels like, look at them. They are complete opposites. She's colourful and pink and vibrant. She's dark. And this, it just feels like these are two aspects of yourself. Now the other world is veil, illness, transition. So this can be focusing on the bad, the darkness. When we go for a transition, often this brings up all that we need to deal with to the surface. Now you've just gone through Mercury in retrograde, so perhaps a lot came to the surface. And that really does feel like it could be a reality for many of you. So it can be really hard sometimes when we go through that tower energy and things being chaotic and disruptive. It can put us in this kind of fight or flight instinct. So we start acting irrational. We start being impulsive and acting beyond ourselves, because when a person goes through so much darkness and bad stuff in their life, it just kind of just makes you so vulnerable. So you might start being very insecure, you might start being jealous, you might start being just kind of like hating the world as well. And I can get that kind of sense here that someone, like, hating the world, like everything's always against you. However, you feel hopeful, and there's this spark there. This merciful one is compassion, release, and relief. So this is like what you're going through is meant to bring these things to the surface. However, like obviously the point of going to a reading, the point of you being here is so you have insight to the energies that you're working with, so that you can, you know, create your best future, because you can create the future in any way, in shape and form, because you are the one that's choosing today. You are choosing what you are going to do. You're choosing to show up, to not allow your fears to overcome you, right? And that I'm sensing with this merciful one, that she's there, she's hopeful, she wants and she's hungry for something, right? I do feel like you need to be merciful within yourself, for yourself, because you're going through something. I do feel like for some of you, you may be really affected by this, and it could be, you know, it could be depression, it could be something very dark within yourself. So be kind to yourself, understand your vulnerabilities, and understand the way that you are acting. I feel like that's always the start. I suffer with anxieties and depression sometimes through periods of my life, circumstantial for myself. And I feel like what gets me on my healthy path is those realizations, is actually seeing, oh my God, yes, for some time you have been feeling like that. You have been reacting in that way because of that. And it really can help you to start your healing journey of making the right choices for yourself. I feel like when we see ourselves as that vulnerable, innocent person that we all are, we can really start opening the doors to having stronger, healthier relationships, rather than ones that are built on our vulnerabilities and insecurities. You don't want to be codependent to anything or anyone. And this is our own bad habits, our own darkness, as well as it is to people that are not healthy for us as well. And if you are unhealthy for yourself, you're unhealthy for anybody else. And I feel like that is something that we all should learn. There's that saying, that quote where people are like, you know, how can you love somebody? Well, I can use RuPaul, for example. How can you love anybody? How can you love anyone else if you don't love it? How can you love yourself if you don't love anyone? Sorry, I cannot get it to my head, but RuPaul says, really rough quote, how the hell are you gonna love anyone else if you can't love yourself? That is the quote. I couldn't get it in my tongue before. And basically it's true, isn't it? Like, you can't, if you don't love yourself, what you are giving out to anybody else is just a mere kind of tiny piece of love. Because I feel like we need to realize that the person that we are is the one person who's with us from birth to finish, from beginning to end, is literally ourself. We are our own company. And I don't know if you're like me, but I talk to myself all the time. It's like me talking to my guides, talking to myself. You are literally your best friend. So, you know, how can you love somebody else if you don't love that person, which is you, the most? Unconditionally, because unconditionally means you do not have to really you don't have to love every aspect of yourself. It's not about that as such. I mean, you should, but it's more about understanding yourself and loving yourself regardless, you know. I hope you understand what I'm saying. 6 of Wands in reverse. I do feel like you're holding on too tightly to things that don't matter. This is what it's giving me. This card upright is all about winning and all about kind of achievements, but to me, because it's in reverse, I feel like that it's your luck is kind of reverse. So I feel like you're holding on to the wrong things, thinking that that is going to get you to where you need to be. So keep that in mind. 5 of Swords in reverse. Again, it's holding on to the wrong things, and it's kind of stopping you from moving in a direction. It's actually stopping you from, I feel like you're going backwards rather than forwards. So it's like taking 2 steps back when you want to be going 10 feet forward. 10 steps forward, if that makes sense. I feel like you are holding on to the wrong things, and this is just kind of like crossing of paths, but that you I feel like you're crossing paths with things and people and objects and situations that are like crossing your path for a reason. They're trying to get you to change your direction into one that is better for you, but instead you are choosing to go backwards. Interesting way of interpreting that card. But this 5 of Swords, 5s are a card of change, so you need to change something here in order to be able to change that card around and go in the right direction. And I do get this sense of it literally needing to flip the switch, but I do feel like you're going backwards and forwards. Like I said in the beginning, this energy of just kind of back and forth, an erratic energy. This could be something to try and find your serenity. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and all of your cards actually, other than one, are reversed. Oh no, you've got two in the last column, but one of them's not really the best one to have in an in its upside position. Not that any cards are negative, but I just feel like what you're going through right now is all so topsy-turvy. So understand why you are feeling the way you're feeling, because it's just all over the place. So understand that. Be kind to yourself. Seven of Pentacles reversed. So I do get this sense that you are trying and wanting to build something. However, like, you know, it's not coming into fruition. And I do get this passion and this strength and this fire behind you, which is great, but it's not being channeled in a way that is effective. This is what I feel like with this. I feel like you're, again, holding on to the wrong things. And I feel like it's because it's things from your past are coming with you as well. This could be, again, just shadow work, because sometimes things from our past is things that we've kept suppressed and they're coming to the surface. I do get the sense of things having to come to the surface and things having to be let go of. We had Blood Month. Blood Month is about sacrifice, offerings, and decisions. She is about letting go of something meaningful, something that you're holding on to so tightly that no longer serves you. It's about making a sacrifice of something so great. And this could just literally be a way of being, a bad habit. It's just letting go and releasing that, being like, you know, that's no longer serving me anymore. I need to let go. That act in itself alone creates movement. It opens up room in order to let in something much more healthier and new. And I see this potential. I feel like you're going to push somebody away from you. It's been with me the whole time of you maybe pushing somebody away in the way that you are putting yourself out in the world. I feel like perhaps it's how you are treating them or treating yourself. It's kind of like, what come in my head is like turning somebody off, and it could be just more as in they're seeing the red flags and that's making them feel wary, but I feel like they want you in their life, but they're seeing those red flags and it's kind of making them shy away from you instead of what you wish to achieve. And that's the hungry feel. I feel like because you want it, it might make you act in a way that's just going to actually do the opposite. So be mindful of that. Eight of Wands. This is good. This is a great card, and it is upright. So to have this in an upright position, being one of your only cards that is, it's having a goal, and it's a good news card. I feel like this is what I'm saying. Somebody does want you, or the situation does want to come in. Like that goal is within sight, and I feel like this is the positive, the light that you need. Keep your eye on the target. Realize what you're growing, but I do want to say, don't let things that you've grown distract you into what you wish to create. And it's not working, bro. Sorry, he's getting a little bit moody because this is my third video. I like to record the 3, and that's as much as he can take before we have to go and play and have some mummy and baby times. So yeah, be wary of what you've grown getting in the way of what you wish to grow. Also, so the next card is the Empress in reverse. Now, the Empress is a really great energy. When she is upright, you know, she is full of attracting all of that she desires, all of her abundance. Now, because she is in the reverse position, this is just, you know, another card that is showing exactly what I've been trying to say. I can't find the word on my tongue. It is just kind of showing and saying, yeah, you know, again, what you wish to create, you have this ability to be able to attract the love and all that you desire. However, the energy that you're in right now, again, the focus is on the past. I feel like you're going backwards instead of going forward. Somehow you're going backwards, and I feel like this actually could insinuate something that you are growing, what you were growing at, and now you're going backwards. So yeah, I do feel like you are sabotaging a little bit here, self-sabotage, by focusing on the wrong things or over-focusing, something in excess as well, maybe. Quite interesting. But I feel like, again, there's this aspect of wanting, craving to grow something, to nurture something, to build something. But be wary that your actions might be doing the exact opposite. we have final card, which again, the final card to me, I often, when I do my personal readings, the final card sums up the whole reading for me for the most part. And what has come through is the Tower card. So this is a major transition. This is about letting go. This card doesn't have to be a bad card. I do feel like for you, this could feel really like a major inconvenience for you right now. And that could be triggering, again, this erratic behavior. However, the Tower card represents letting go of things that no longer serve, letting go of a way of doing things that have created something that's unstable that needs to fall down to the foundations. You need to start something from the beginning and not taking all this past energy that no longer serves you anymore. I will say what I said to Pisces, because that's coming through now as a bit of kind of good information that could help you. It's like, going into something, you want to make sure that you are starting from a place that is showing who you authentically are, being from afresh. Now, you don't want to take with you your bad experiences. So, for example, the first person to ever see fire, they touched the fire and it burnt their hand, right? So they've gone through an experience. They realized that, ouch, fire hurts. And then fire gave me blisters. It stung for days. It hurt. The skin peeled. It was a very terrifying, traumatic experience that they went through. Now this person could then have a fear of fire. And so now they no longer will go anywhere near fire or have fire. So this means that this caveman now is cold all the time. They have no way of cooking food. And winters are very hard. Or this person could have took that experience from the fire and be like, okay, this fire, I need it to stay warm. So I'm going to build a fire. I stay warm. I can cook food now. I can heat up my home. I can now survive the winter months without fear of death, because they're going through an experience they've experienced before, but taking that knowledge with them to not touch the fire. And this is what we should be doing with experiences. Anything we've taken and gone through in the past, we bring with us the wisdom and the knowledge. And knowing that even when we experience the same thing again, that it's as long as we change our approach and we make sure that we are not bringing that past fear with us, and so that we can come from a healthy place to experience the goodness of new experiences, to be able to take, so putting this in alignment with relationships, what you've gone through with someone, you understand that going through a relationship with someone is having someone by your side, having the love and support of somebody else, of traveling on a journey with someone new, experiencing life with somebody. These are the good things that you wish to bring into a future relationships. That's the wisdom you should be bringing, because you did experience that before. What you shouldn't be bringing is that person's personality and putting that on somebody else. You shouldn't be bringing with you the traumas that you went through being in a relationship with someone else. They are just things you need to learn from what, not the mistakes that maybe you made or the mistakes that somebody else made, of what you are not going to accept in this new relationship. For example, you're not going to accept somebody who keeps secrets from you. Okay. So then you go into a new relationship and you say from the start, I've had this bad experience with someone before. They kept secrets from me. It does make me feel like if someone keeps something from me, that I feel kind of triggered by that. Be honest. It's okay to have insecurities because of the experiences we've been through, and maybe somebody else might be able to be that person who can teach you that we can still use fire and it doesn't burn you, as long as we are sensible, as long as we take precaution. And so applying that to a relationship, if someone can heal those wounds for you and help you learn how to have a relationship with somebody that is authentic and genuine, if you come into the relationship in that way, because we are all teachers of each other. And sometimes if we've been through trauma within relationships, we do need a partner who is there to kind of support us in a way that we have lacked in before. And that you will be a teacher to that other person, because we're all teaching one another. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Thank you for being here. I will see you next month. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with me. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you next month. Thank you, guys.